Hello everybody from FreeTradingVideos.com. This is Matador. It's February 4th, 2009. It's 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and here's my noon video. So news, very interesting again, as it always is. But Sara Lee, Kraft Foods, Japan's Panasonic, Time Warner, they're all kind of getting beat up on some bad earnings and things like this. Stocks are still rising though, as the service sector data topped forecasts. Obama's capping executive pay for those getting bonuses, and also federal bailout money. And so anyway, the news is getting priced in fairly nicely, and the market's still rising today. But if you've listened to any of my videos, you know what I'm about to say with regards to this run-up in price, and I'll show you that in a minute. Before I do that, a nice little resistance area here in the morning, runs right up into that. Resistance once broken becomes support here. It's happening a little bit here, but in addition to that, you can see this retracement of the run-up, and it's a perfect pullback right to the 50-yard line, the 50% retracement. 100% retracement would be all the way back down to this area where it started. A 0% retracement would be a nice high base. So things will often stall. Price will often pull back to a 50-yard line and bounce. And you'll see that happen over and over again. There's a good psychological reason for why that happens. But we are starting to taper off here. Great resistance here at 85. I don't know if you remember the $85 mark where this became support, breaks, makes a lower swing high, breaks again, resistance. And so this becomes a big head and shoulders pattern up here. It's not big, I guess. It's a 3-minute chart, but on an intraday scale, this lower swing high, or inverted cup and handle, if you will, isn't the best thing in the world to see, especially when we look at the market internals in a moment. So just a quick glance at a 60-minute chart of what this $85 mark was. Remember how significant this was time over time. So resistance, resistance, resistance becomes support, breaks that dramatically, big sell-off, and this is one of the first times we've retested that in recent history. So it's tough for it to go just ripping back through here because it has to, let these people out of pain. So back in here, this is the area we're fighting right now. All right, so check that out. This beautiful run-up, right? To me, seems a little bit built on sand when you look at what the TRIN did. So huge bullish action this morning, but really that's only a blip down to 0.60. All right, so that would be almost a 2-to-1 reading on the bearish side, or 0.5 would be the reciprocal of that. But then it came right back up and has spent most of the day above 1. So even though the market has rallied nicely, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of volume behind that rally. All right, at least in context with how it's acting with the S&P 500. Right, other relative strength stocks have taken off nicely with pretty good volume, but you'll notice, again, volume's been tapering off after that rally for most of the day. So what we would need to see here is a higher swing low, have it chew its way out of this $85 mark again, and then of course break this resistance to head up to the next logical spot of resistance on this chart, which is right there. I'll just drop that in. This gap and the declining 200 MA, whichever it hits first, on a 60-minute chart, and that will be some pretty good resistance, especially if they are there at the same time. So that's kind of asking a lot, but that's a 1-point move on the S&P. We'll see if we can get it. Again, TRIN not confirming this. Let me go to our chart again. So be careful how you go long in the broad markets, at least today. The VIX is also rising a little bit as the stock market is tapering off. This would also be about a 50% retracement. Let's mark that right now, see how close we are. So now it's a little bit beyond the 50% mark. So we mark that, get rid of all these goofy lines, and there's the 50-yard line from this sell-off. So a stall here would have correlated perfect with the markets. It's a little bit weaker now in that same vein. So pretty cool to bring all these things into camp and talk to you guys about that again, and gals, and we will watch this going forward. Pretty cool. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and all of your comments are definitely welcome. I love them, even though I'm sometimes not being able to get to all the videos I'd like to. Very, very helpful to have those ideas in there for me to get to if I can. So, like I said, have a great rest of the day and rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon.